No Room, retold by Bernal, illustrated by Philippe. Daddy, Daddy, ruff, ruff, bah, bah. Mac MacDonald groaned. Another day was starting, and he already had a headache. How about a little peace and quiet, he grumbled. This house is too crowded, Mac shouted to his wife, Gemma, who was cooking breakfast. It's making me batty. Oh, don't let it bother you, Gemma shouted back. Things could always be worse, my dear. Moo. Mac wished it didn't bother him. He tried to tell himself that things could always be worse, but it didn't work. Then one very noisy morning, Mac couldn't take it anymore. He went to see Wise Annie, the oldest person in the village. Wise Annie was always full of good ideas. She would know just what he should do. Wise Annie welcomed Mac into her home. So, Mac MacDonald, she said, how are things at home? Oh, just terrible, Annie. That's why I'm here. It's so noisy I can barely hear myself think. It's so crowded I'm always bumping into myself. Can you help me? Mac asked hopefully. Wise Annie muttered. Yes? Asked Mac. Yes? It is a difficult problem, Wise Annie finally said. Here's what you should do. Go get Angus MacIvor's old horse. Bring him to live inside your house. Mac MacDonald looked surprised, but he trusted Wise Annie and said, All right, Annie, if you say so, and off he went to get the old horse. Angus MacIvor was happy to lend Mac his horse. Mac led the old horse into his house. She curled up beside the sheep and fell asleep. Well, at least she's quiet, Mac said to Gemma. But early the next morning, the mare whined so loudly that Mac was scared awake. Then, during breakfast, she flicked her tail right into his porridge. Things were not better. They were worse. Mac went right back to Wise Annie and explained what had happened. Well, there is only one thing to do, Wise Annie told him. Take my 10 geese home with you and bring them inside your house. Mac shrugged and sighed. He didn't think Annie's idea made any sense at all, but he did as she said. The geese didn't like being inside very much. That's it, Mac yelled without taking a breath. He ran outside and back down the hill to Wise Annie's house. From the look of your face, I'm guessing that things aren't any better, she said. Mac shook his head. Here's what you should do, Annie said. Take the old mare back to Angus MacIvor, then bring the geese back to me. Mac was too tired to ask any questions. He did just as Annie said, and then went back home. He prepared for the worst and opened the door, but instead, it seemed perfectly quiet and peaceful. Gemma laughed. You see, my dear, it's just as I told you. Things could always be worse. The end.